Blair, I want to take a bit of an opportunity. So, just to let everyone in, I guess, a little bit behind the scenes right now, you and I are catching up today. It's March the 26th. We are well and truly in the thick of the coronavirus crisis that is happening right throughout the world. We're catching up today to quite truthfully do your partner video update, and I just was really intrigued by something that you said to me when we first started talking, which was you're feeling energized right now. So I want to talk about what's making you feel that way. Let's talk about how MX Metrics are working with the fitness industry through this to help them through, to support them through. So just give us a little bit of an update, an insight as to what's happening with MX Metrics right now.
So, and it's almost impossible to talk about what's happening with MX Metrics without talking about what's happening in my own clubs. We're in the state of Washington where this hit the hardest, and we made the announcement to close before the state made the announcement for us to close. We are without any revenue in my clubs. I go into my club and I work out by myself and in the morning because I'm the only one allowed in there. I don't wear headphones and I don't play music. I try to immerse myself in how empty that club is. I know what club owners are going through. And by the way, I will speak to you on this, that this is going to go through three phases. And I want everybody to, the first one is the very bottom of Maslow's pyramid, and that's survive. And if you're not negotiating with your, I don't even call it negotiating, you go tell your biggest lenders what you need. There's programs in place that are going to back them up. Is going to go through the survival piece. And I won't go into all the details, but man, we have a lot of information for you. It's survive. And then it's going to be, how do you optimize this downtime? Get yourself ready. The boat, you have the boat pulled out and it's in dry dock. Let's do all the work on this that we possibly can. Do not be confused that should just be plant and equipment work. You should be working on processes, business practices, policies, everything. And that customer is going to come back with a different eye. They're going to come back with fearfulness about cleaning and sanitizing. And you need to do new customer journey mapping to be prepared to change everything that you're doing in the club. So it'll be survive, optimize, and then figure out how we can accelerate out of this. Okay, I have to speak with a club owner's heart. I'm going on 40 years of club operations, and that's how we start. That's how MXM was born, is from that desire. MXM was born because without a great customer experience, I would have been wiped out in the last crisis of 2008. And I learned a hell of a lot from that. MXM was born because of that, because of the customer experience management that was provided us by Medallia. We had an incredible customer experience and our customers did not leave us. Let's move forward to this. 100% of MXM customers are either shut off or will be in the next few days. As a club owner, knowing that I have to save expenses, we could not keep collecting money from them. And so we shut off our revenue as we shut off their locations, in some cases before they could call us. We told them and we've already stopped their subscription fees. So I'll be with no revenue in my clubs and with no revenue in our technology company until things come back online. I am very fortunate that Medallia is our partner, that we are well funded, and that we can withstand this. Now let's look at what can we do. We're releasing a series of new products that are free to anybody in the fitness industry. We're not asking for your data. We're given the first thing is built on a Medallia technology called Crowdicity. It is the MXM Idea Lab, where we have framed up 6 problems to solve in the industry. For example, if you're not planning for a 3-month shutdown, you're not planning. And so we have ideas being submitted in there and how you plan for a 3-month shutdown. How do you plan for a restart? How do you keep engagement with employees? And everybody's talking about engagement with members, and we have that problem to solve in there too. And we have a lot of ideas coming in to solve that problem. But you cannot let your employees become unmoored from you. You can't do it. And you're going to be working on these survival things. But at the very least, you should be sending out positive messages every day to 100% of your employees. I used this term on a podcast earlier. I said you need to employ the Ernest Shackleton approach and keep people thinking about the outcome that you want so they all survive with you when you come out the other side. So Crowdicity is the platform. It's mxm.crowdicity, crowdicity.com, and anybody can register, and I'll share that registration paid with you as well. The next free product is we've created what we're calling a shutdown survey. It's a big part of communication is for your members to communicate back with you. That'll be free to everybody in the industry. The way we have framed that up is we have looked at now hundreds of thousands of comments using text analytics since this has started in the US, and we have found 4 main themes around COVID-19. And we've already used our own expertise to create this survey. Anybody can have the free feedless link, and they're going to be able to send this out, and we'll tell them. And they'll just use constant contact. They don't have to integrate with us. It's your data. We're going to give you access to that data, and there's going to be some common metrics there. We'll be coming out with an employee survey, one that's not designed to be anonymous. This one is designed to make sure that you're checking in with your employees and you're learning what's most important to them when they come back to work. The 4th one is called a Healthy Club Survey, and we're going to make that available once you come back online, and that you must run that after 2 weeks of being up and running. So that's a lot, but we'll be putting out education on these. We're making them very easy to use. We're making them free to anybody. We're making it so you don't have to send us your data. That's not what we're asking for here. The only thing we're going to do as that comes into the Medallia platform is we're going to be aggregating that data and trying to share it back out with the industry.
Blair, first of all, thank you. I mean, they are 4 incredible resources, and I just wanted to acknowledge the focus that you're also having with employees, because I know just from the conversations on the ground here in Australia and what I'm hearing from overseas, I think that is definitely one of the most heartbreaking things that everyone is going. Nobody wants to be in this situation, and as much support and communication that we can have with our teams throughout this, I think is so incredibly essential. And I loved your recommendation on making sure that we're sending out positive messages to them every single day and staying connected through such a difficult time. I think that's amazing that you're sharing those resources with the industry. So thank you so much. I'm so glad that this timing worked out, that we had a chance to catch up. So
thank you.
Would you say, because you, either from a club owner, wearing the club owner hat or wearing your MX Metrics hat, is there any other advice that you would want to share with other operators out there right now in the industry?
Yes, a lot of it has to do with financial survival, and I could go on a long time about that, about how to negotiate with leases. I'm going to throw some stuff out there that might not be popular with some, but I do know that this is survival, especially those of you that are smaller businesses. You may want to set up another business account and move all your money into that so no one can draft out of that. And you may want to go to them and say, just sit tight, wait till I come back online, but please don't take my money that I need for my employees and that I need for key resources here right now while I have no revenue. There are so many practical things that you can do, and I really encourage people to go to our idea lab and look at some of those ideas. One more thing when it comes to employees. The unemployment benefits that are coming out everywhere are going to be very favorable, and you should have employees take advantage of those. One thing that we did is we had one of our managers volunteer to go in and apply for unemployment herself to understand the entire process. Then we had her become the unemployment coach for other employees, because it can be painful and it can be arduous depending on that website. And so she could sit side by side with them, so to speak, right? Like you and I are right now, Chantal, and walk them through. And I bet she's done on the club side, we're not a big company. We have 2 locations, about 76 employees, half our group exercise. But I'll bet she has spent 30, 40 hours sitting with people and just saying, here's where you click, here's how you do it, here's what comes next, and just helping. And I think that has helped tremendously. If you can provide an unemployment coach to your teams, do that.
I think that's an amazing recommendation, and I haven't heard of anyone doing it, and I love the how that can just continue to build or to stay connected to your employees during this time. So thank you for that recommendation. So Blair, just to finish up for today, if people want to get in touch with the team, if they want to take advantage of those free resources right now that you talked about, those 4 different resources, where is the best place for them to go to get those?
They should go to, they can go to our website, which is mxmetrics.com. You'll see a link there to Crowdicity. You could also go to mxm.crowdicity.com, and that's the main one to focus on now. We'll be rolling out the shutdown survey and make it available within 1 week to the entire market. It went out to my members today. So this is one of the advantages of having your own clubs is, you know, we test and we iterate, you know, we eat the dog food that we made. So, yeah.
No, that's great. And what we'll do to make it super easy for everyone is if you are watching this video, then I'm going to put those links directly underneath the video. If you're listening to this audio version, then you need to go to fitnessbusinesspodcast.com, and all of the links that Blair and I have discussed, I'll make sure that you get a direct link in those show notes as well. So Blair, I feel as though this was just the perfect time for us to catch up, not only to talk about the business overall, but really to talk about how you're working with the industry through the current COVID-19 crisis that we're all experiencing. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. I feel like I agree. I think the timing was perfect for us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.